Hello, my name's Mrs. White and I'm just going to talk to you for a moment about how best to help your child with revision for food, preparation, nutrition, GCSE. So the first thing you can do is purchase some revision guides and flashcards. These were originally available via the school, however they are also still available to buy on any sites like Amazon, etc. The other thing that we buy into is something called Seneca Learning, and on here we can set your child the relevant revision materials that link to our subject, and we have already been using this and your child should be accessing this regularly. We also have a program called the Nutrition Program by Jenny Ridgewell. This program, we have a student login as shown on the screen and also their password, which they all share the same one. And on this program, they could look up meals, recipes and diets and examine their nutritional value or look at a particular ingredient. They can also identify the reference intake for these and compare against the traffic light system and the recommended intakes for age groups and genders. They are able to recognise how to make healthier versions of meals and adjust them as necessary. They can select to complete the tasks on the worksheet tabs to help them with their revision. This is both useful for NEA work as well as the exam. So some other general revision that could be done for this subject in support of the NEA2 element of the course, which is the non-exam assessment, which is worth 35%, is to get a discussion going at home around shared meals or perhaps meals out, or whilst you're shopping, or just whilst you're in the kitchen having a look at different foods in the cupboard. You could have a discussion about what the nutrients are in each dish, and they could also explain to you how the dishes are formed so that they're thinking about their culinary skills and which ones are involved. To develop it further, they could also talk about whether certain foods are suitable for different dietary needs. This is really relevant in both their NEA portfolio of work, written work, and also in building up their knowledge and understanding for the written exam in the summer. With regard to the revision for the subject for the NEA still, is they could also do some practical learning for this. They could do some practical revision by revising how to plate things up, layout of food, serving up at home to help out. They could discuss with you how they think things would look best when they are presenting their work for their NEA practical exam, which forms a significant part of the assessment criteria. The other general revision for this subject would be practice washing up and general food preparation skills. Use of a debris bowl, washing as you go, mise en place, so which is preparing your things before you start, building up speed and high-level expectations into the normal routine. This element is really important when it comes to the practical exam, and so it's really good to get lots of practical practice of that at home. The NEA2 task is also an opportunity for students to gain lots of marks for showcasing their practical skills. And so this is an opportunity for you to get involved with your child's learning by discussing with them what are the things that would meet the needs of the task. So what is the dish that they're thinking of doing, both for their practice dishes, which count towards it as well as their trial dishes, and also their dishes that they're going to make in their final exam. So demonstrating high-level skills is important, and also being relevant and meeting the needs of the task. So is it for a suitable culture, a dietary need, etc. So they need to make sure that they are meeting the criteria. They need to aim high, but they also need to think about, is it achievable in their ability? So they should have high quality outcomes as well as thinking about high quality skills. So think about, does the time allow for them to make the things that they're being ambitious for? We want them to be ambitious, absolutely, but we want them to be realistic too about being able to achieve high level outcomes. So being presented well as an individual portion, the work will be photographed for the exam board. So we need to make sure that their work is presented well. And this is something, again, they can practice at home. But having those open discussions with you right from the start about what is relevant and useful in this project would be really helpful. So once the dishes have been selected for the final practical exam, this is a 3-hour practical exam which takes place around about February time. And this will be where they have to make all 3 dishes from scratch. So making their own pastries, their own sauces, their own pasta, their own breads, absolutely everything from scratch. And with this one, they have to dovetail the dishes together. And so therefore, there's no wasted time in the 3 hours that they've got. So while something's in the oven, what else are they doing? While something might need time to rest, or something might need time to chill. They need to think about constantly using the time to their benefit to get the best marks they can by constantly showing as many skills as they can. And your child is really going to benefit from doing a practice run through of this at home, if possible, please. And so they can realistically see how the time plan may need to be adjusted to give them a chance to practice the skills needed to make and present the dishes to a high level. So they'll be making a dovetailed time plan to help them with this, but obviously the more they can practice and adjust it accordingly is better. Thank you. So there is a RAG sheet, which means red, amber and green, to identify how confident your child is feeling with regard to each of the areas in the written exam. And this can be given to them out in class, and they can tick it off as and when they feel confident in different areas. And this can really help with their revision for written exams, so they can literally see, right, I'm really clear on that, that's a green, I perhaps need to do a little bit more on, I don't know, vitamins, so I'm going to put that as an amber, or I really don't understand, let's see, energy needs or something, so therefore I need to make sure I ask my teacher about this, and therefore we can clarify and help them out. This was what I was talking about earlier, which is the differentiated food preparation skills. They can have access to this as well, so they can see different levels of skills, and it would be really great if they share this with you. We will obviously share it with you as well, but so they discuss with you what is it that makes a high level complex dish, which is going to give you the best opportunity to get the highest marks possible. And the last but not least is there's another revision source of information. It's called GCSE Home Economics, Food and Nutrition, and it's on BBC Bitesize, and there's lots of resources on there. So hopefully this has given you a little whistle-stop tour of all the things that can help with your child's revision for both their NEA work, which is massively important, and also their written work for the exam as well. Okay, thank you. Bye.